Thank you so much for joining us today. We're really, really excited for what we feel like is going to be this beautiful transmission for all of you today to receive a breakthrough in your business. Okay. So if you are a heart-led, heart-centered coach, consultant, or entrepreneur, I want you to know that you are in a room full of your people today. And we would love to see who's in the room and what you do. So please take a moment to drop in the chat, okay, what you do and who you help. Okay, we're going to read as many as we can. So take a moment now and do that for us, please. Pull my chat up here. All right. Who do we have? Body positive and mindfulness infused boudoir photography. Amazing, Gabby. Wow. Okay. Nicole helps founder-led eight-figure construction companies double top-line revenue. Courtney, owner of CO Connections, freelance fashion designer. Hi, Heather. Heather helps founders step off the sidelines and into a brand and business that they love, launch, and profit from. I actually just got to meet Heather in person in Colorado. So happy you could make it. Amazing. Carolyn is a life coach for women. I love to see the diversity here. We really got it all. Amazing. Amazing. Phyllis, AI and business strategy architect, helping coaches and consultants future-proof their business with AI. We're all for that, Phyllis. You know it.
So Madison
Amazing.
does content creation and online engagement support for small businesses. Oh, that sounds nice. Let's see. We've got, regenerative life and small business designer.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to do that. Just so you can see, we really do have an amazing diversity of entrepreneurs in the room today. It's a lot of good work being done here. Love it. So, you showing up right now tells me something very important about you. It tells me that you are on a journey, right? You know, you're meant for more, you're incredible at what you do, but there might be one specific dragon that you still have to face on your quest, and that is the sales call. And my guess is that you're here because you want to sell your amazing, life-changing offer in a way that feels just as good and just as aligned and just as powerful as the actual coaching or consulting that you do. Okay. If that is you, you're in exactly the right place. So, our promise to you is that you're going to leave our experience together with a completely new perspective on sales. Okay. You won't just learn a few things. You're actually going to have a tangible breakthrough experience right here on the call with us and with everyone that's here. But to make that happen, we need you. Okay. This is going to be a very interactive experience. It might not be what you're used to on live trainings or webinars. Okay, we know that real transformation doesn't come from passively listening, it comes from actively participating. So I'm going to invite you to turn your camera on if it's not already, and if you feel called and comfortable, please get ready to use the chat. We're going to have a high level of engagement in this conversation today. And I promise you, the more that you engage, the bigger your breakthrough will be. Okay, that's how it works. So let's start this journey by getting a very clear picture of where you are right now. So I want you to think about your last sales call. Okay, just picture it in your mind for a moment. When you got to the part where you had to talk about your offer and say your price, how did your body feel? If you felt calm, grounded, and in control, I want you to type the word steady in the chat. And if your palms got a little damp, your heart started beating faster, type the word sweaty in the chat. Okay, there's no judgment here. I know for a very long time, mine were always sweaty. So let me see that in the chat. Are you typically steady or sweaty when you say your price on a sales call?
A lot of sweaty, steady, sweaty, somewhere in the middle. Steady for the most part. Yeah, who can
I like to
relate to
hear
that?
it. Amazing. We're going to get it
Yeah.
even more steady today. We've got some really exciting stuff for you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, because you made the commitment to be here live with us today, we have something really, really special planned for you. In a little while, we're not just going to talk about what a breakthrough feels like, you're going to have one. Okay, so we're going to give you a firsthand experience with the exact tool that has become the secret ally for our clients, and that is the Quantum Breakthrough GPT. If you haven't tried it yet, you're really, really in for a treat. This is the very first thing our clients use in week one of our sales breakthrough experience to get a massive and immediate shift in their confidence. Okay. And today we're going to share that with you as a gift. So this tool acts like a mirror to your own inner wisdom, helps you cut through the noise that's in your head and really see the one core strategy that's been holding you back so you can finally let it go. Okay, most people don't use AI this way, but we do. It's pretty awesome. So, to make sure you're ready for that powerful moment when it comes, I want you to do one quick thing for me right now. So, go ahead and open a new tab on your computer and pull up ChatGPT. Okay, so go ahead and do that now and then come right back here. We do highly recommend for the best experience having the Plus plan, which is that $20 a month plan, but the free version will also work. Okay, so once you have it open, you're ready for your breakthrough, come back to this window and type ready in the chat so that I know we're good to go. Okay, all right.
All right, I see lots and lots of readies.
Awesome. Okay, but first, before we get to that, I have a little story to share with you all. I'm gonna stop my screen sharing so I can share this story from the heart. So earlier this year in our business, I hit a spot where I felt really stuck. I don't know if you know this about Lauren and I, but we've been traveling the world for 2.5 years, and I was actually on a trip in Patagonia where I was doing a 5-day backpacking hiking experience. And each day on that experience, I was required to have full presence because every step I took was so important. I could have tripped, I could have fallen, I could have really hurt myself, and there was no one around for miles to help. So, after I got back from that trip, experiencing that state of being, I sat back down at my computer. I was working 8+ hours a day, and I was feeling incredibly stuck. Like some kind of internal friction was happening. And I decided to tell Lauren what I was feeling. And as the good friend that she is, and the tech expert, she actually designed and built me a GPT that acted like a soul business alignment GPT. So the next day, she gave it to me and she said, "Tell me everything that you told me yesterday about how you're feeling right now." And when I did, and I shared openly and vulnerably with this GPT, what it mirrored back to me was profound and it brought me to tears, really. And there was this moment where I realized that I wasn't weaving my own spirituality into the work that I was doing. And for me, that's a big part of who I am. It's also a big part of who Lauren is. And I could see how that internal conflict was causing the work that I was doing to feel really draining energetically instead of really uplifting and reviving. And so just by using that GPT for those 15 minutes, I got the permission to weave more of that aspect of myself into the work we're doing. And over the last, let's say, 6 months since I've given myself that permission, our business has completely transformed. We have so much energy and alignment and excitement around the work that we're doing. We've held a couple of amazing sales breakthrough experiences. We're attracting clients who are truly our dream clients that are doing the work and getting insanely amazing results, right? And so I just wanted to share this story because I feel like it really has been the catalyst for amazing shifts in our business and our lives. And we want you to experience that same thing today. So let me go ahead and share my screen one more time. And I wanted to share that because it ended this internal silent battle that I was fighting. And my guess is you might have some kind of version of this going on too. Okay. Perhaps even when it comes to your sales calls. So, have you ever felt like there are two different versions of you that show up in your business? Okay. First, there's the brilliant coach or consultant version of you. Okay. She's the one who shows up for your clients, is intuitive in their heart, a powerful guide. Okay. It's coming, work is flowing from your zone of genius. And then when it's time to get on a sales call, a completely different person shows up. Okay, this version of you could be anxious in parts of the conversation, in her head, worried about sounding pushy or salesy, right? And when that other person takes over the call, it feels awful, right? Because you could even feel a little bit of shame, wondering, like, why is this so hard for me? But let's be real for a moment about the world that we're in right now. Okay. I know that we're all feeling it. You've probably noticed that buyers are becoming more thoughtful, they're more cautious. They still want and need the transformation you provide, but they need to feel more trust and more confidence than ever before they invest. And in this climate, the ability to create genuine connection and certainty on a sales call isn't just a nice to have skill anymore. It is the single most essential skill for protecting your income and ensuring that your heart-centered business thrives. Okay. That's why this internal conflict you feel on a sales call has never been more important to solve. Okay. And here is a very deep truth after I've been on thousands of sales calls myself, is that what makes selling feel so uncomfortable are the silent fears running in the background. Okay. For most entrepreneurs and most women specifically, it really comes down to three. First, there's the fear of becoming the icky salesperson. Okay. That in order to sell, you have to betray who you are and become someone you don't even like. Second, there's the fear that a no is a judgment on your worth, that when someone rejects your price, they're actually rejecting you. And third, there's the fear of betraying your mission. Okay, that asking for the sale somehow taints the sacred, heart-centered work that you're here to do. So I'm curious to hear, okay, which of these three fears, if any, resonates the most with you? Okay, is it one, becoming the icky salesperson? Two, the fear of being told no? Or three, betraying your mission by asking for the sale? Super curious to hear what you guys have to say. So drop a one, two, or three in the chat.
I see a lot of ones, twos, threes, two. Uh, don't consciously resonate with any of them, so not sure. Sometimes one,
Yeah.
one, one, two. Yeah.
Okay, a lot of ones.
A
Okay,
lot of,
which
yeah,
is
slightly more ones than anything else. Yeah.
okay. Okay. So I want you to hear me on this. If you hear nothing else today, okay, these fears are not just in your head, they're actually real energetic forces. Okay, but they are not who you are. And that's why these fears, they're not a character flaw, but they're a skill gap. And selling is simply a different skill set than coaching or consulting. And it's one that you were never taught how to do in a way that feels authentic to you. And the skill gets easy the second we stop letting those fears drive the call. Okay. So you're 100% not alone in this because we have recently surveyed hundreds of heart-centered entrepreneurs, and the results are actually quite stunning. We found that over 65% of them are going into their sales calls either totally winging it, basically guessing what to say, or they're using a script that doesn't feel like them. And what is the result of that? Well, the exact same percentage, over 65%, said their sales conversions are either totally inconsistent or they're barely converting anyone at all. Okay. Even the ones who said they were doing okay felt like they're leaving money on the table. So, can you see the connection there? Right? This inner conflict, this feeling of being two different people, it directly impacts your confidence, which directly impacts your bank account. Okay. So let's just name the elephant in the room. Okay. I know I spent the last few minutes confirming how uncomfortable or scary sales calls can feel for you. Okay. And you might be thinking, okay, Lauren, you get it. But if this feels so bad, why are we even talking about it? I'd rather do anything else. And I hear you. Okay. Because it feels like a catch-22. Here's the thing. The very thing that creates the most anxiety in your business, sales, getting more sales, and the marketing that's going to get you more sales, right? This is also supposed to be the thing that makes it grow. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. So, the very thing in your business that creates the most anxiety, sales, is supposed to be the thing that makes it grow. But what if I told you that the sales call itself isn't the problem? The problem is the belief that you have to check your true self at the door to make a sale. Okay. It's the belief you have to check your true self at the door to make a sale. And you've probably been led to believe that your empathy, your intuition, and your genuine desire to serve will hurt you on a sales call when in fact, they are your greatest assets. And the real issue is that no one has ever shown you how to lead a sales call by leaning fully into your authentic, heart-centered self, okay, and making that your actual sales superpower. So I want you to imagine just for a second, what if that 1 hour on your calendar, right, where you have a sales call, instead of that being a source of dread, it became your most powerful and joyful act of service for the day? What if instead of feeling like a fraud, you feel more yourself than ever? And what if that single hour was the easiest, most impactful thing you could possibly do to create more revenue and freedom in your business? Okay, it might seem impossible right now for some of you, but just stick with me, okay? Because this is the core premise of everything that we teach. Closing more of the calls you already have booked is the fastest, easiest way to grow your revenue. It's the most direct. And the fastest, easiest way to close more calls is to sell like you, right? To lean into your authentic self as your sales strength. And that's how we get breakthrough results with our clients. We don't try to make them be someone else. We help our clients remember who they already are and lean into that. And then we give them the words and the script to match. So you could go out, try to build a new complex marketing funnel, spend months creating a new course, or burn yourself out trying to get 100 new leads. Or you can simply transform the conversations you're already having. This is why I am so passionate about this, because it is a point of maximum leverage in our businesses. You need to make the conversations you're already having feel as good as your coaching. Okay. When you have an aligned conversation built on truth and service, if they are a fit, they will enroll. Okay? When we can heal your relationship with a single activity, we don't just unlock more revenue, we actually also remove the biggest source of anxiety from your business and turn it into your greatest source of joy. That's the path. Okay? And I want you to really let that sink in because this is where everything can change for you. Because in a world that can feel a little bit shaky, the ability to create your own financial certainty is everything. Okay, this isn't just about chasing a bigger number, but it's about building a rock solid foundation of stability for the mission-driven business you've worked so hard to create. And I know everyone here has different price points for your amazing offers. So for this, I'm just going to use a really accessible number. And let's say your program is $3,000. Now, imagine with the skills you're about to learn, you could confidently enroll just one more dream client each month than you are right now. Not 10, just one more client. Okay, that's an extra 3K in your business next month. It's amazing, right? But the real magic happens when we zoom out. That one extra client a month over the course of a year is an extra $36,000 in revenue. And if your offer is 5K, that's an extra 60 grand a year, all from mastering the ability to guide just one more yes each month from the calls you're already getting. Okay. So I want to see, drop a yes in the chat if an extra 36,000 or more in your business over the next year would be an absolute game changer for you.
All right, Debbie's yes, Tonica's yes, Rachel's yes, Roberta's yes, Phyllis
Yes.
100%,
Yes.
Nicole Glover's yes,
Yes.
Larissa, Marguerite, yeah, lots of
Yes.
yeses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Ooh,
want you to
Allison,
know that,
120K, yeah.
yeah, I want you to know that possibility is very real for every single one of you. And it's our goal today to really truly help you get those tools. Okay. But I know what some of you might be thinking right now. I can read your minds. But Lauren, I really need more leads. And I hear you, but let me ask you this. Have you ever resisted marketing yourself? And what I mean by that is have you ever put off sending that email or making that post or avoided asking for the sale, right? That resistance you feel in those moments is a direct symptom of that inner conflict we just talked about. You subconsciously avoid getting leads because the result of that action, a sales call, feels icky and out of alignment. Okay. I really, really want you guys to hear that because when we got this clarity around what was happening with our clients, it was like this huge moment of possibility because we realized if you hate sales, the best lead gen strategy or sales script in the world won't help you Because when we have that internal resistance, okay, part of us feels like a heart-centered leader, but then subconsciously, we also believe that sales calls are uncomfortable. We will resist taking the actions that will help us get more calls booked. Okay. So when we heal your relationship with selling first, the inspiration and the clarity to market yourself will flow more naturally. Okay. We have to fix the root cause. Does that make sense? And this is why our clients have this like surge of success within the first few weeks in the program. So if we agree that the fastest path to more income and more impact is to master the sales conversation itself, the next question is how? And it comes down to three shifts. So here's the very simple but powerful pathway we're going to walk down together today. First, we're going to make selling feel good. Okay, this is the energy piece. This is where we finally end that internal battle between the brilliant coach you and the anxious salesperson you. So you can show up to every call with unshakable confidence. Second, we're going to show you how to create a framework for freedom. This is the script piece of the conversation. Okay, this is how you stop winging it, stop losing control of the conversation, and never sound robotic. Okay, it's a very simple structure that gives you the freedom to be fully present and intuitive. And third, we're going to master the power of your words. Okay, this is where we really zoom in on the moments that make your palms sweaty, like stating your price. Okay, I'm actually going to give you the exact words that shift the energy in that moment and make you feel powerful and in command, not apologetic. Okay, so these three things, your energy, your framework, and your words are what we're going to focus on today. And they will unlock everything for you. Okay. But before we dive into that first shift, there are some new faces in the audience here. So let me and Lauren just take a minute to properly introduce ourselves and share how we discovered this pathway.
Right. So let me just spotlight myself really quick. Oh, sorry, Lauren, I unspotlighted you.
That's okay,
Sorry.
you're good.
All right, so for those of you who haven't met me, my name is Lauren Capwell, and you can think of me as the nerd of our operation. I design the AI tools and I make them really easy to use so that our clients get breakthrough results. So, for the first 11 years of my career, I was an aerospace engineer. I designed and I built rockets for companies like Blue Origin and Virgin Orbit, which you may or may not have heard of, but we launched satellites and billionaires into space. I also studied AI and machine learning through Stanford's online program. So I've really lived and breathed in a world of like very complex data, rigid logic, and this very like masculine, like male-dominated space. And I really learned how to speak that language. But I always felt like there was this part of me that I had to check at the door. And I also saw a lot of brilliant women, like including myself, trying to thrive by downplaying the very things that made us powerful, which is our intuition, our empathy, and this natural gift that we have for connection. And so through that experience, I came to this really powerful realization that, from my perspective, the world does not need more women who are excellent at acting like men. What the world really needs right now are heart-centered women who are unapologetically powerful as women. And through the work that Lauren and I do with our clients, I have gotten to witness over and over again that your most authentic gifts, the things that you may have been told were too soft for business, are really your greatest strengths. Your empathy and your intuition are the new currency of trust in a world right now that is starving for connection. And so these are really your superpowers on a sales call. And that conviction is why I left that world behind, because I realized I didn't really care about helping billionaires launch another rocket. I wanted to make women's voices heard. And so that's why Lauren and I combined my love for all things tech with her genius in authentic selling to build this company that doesn't ask you to change who you are, but instead helps you to fully step into the brilliant guide that you already are. And as this really beautiful bonus, this mission has allowed us to design this life of freedom. We've traveled the world together, and that's actually a picture of us at Machu Picchu last year. And it's one of my favorite reminders of what becomes possible when you align your work with your deepest truth.
Beautifully said. And I'm Lauren Shaw. And like many of you, I got into entrepreneurship for one main reason, like freedom and the freedom to create impact, freedom of time, freedom of location, financial freedom to build a life we truly love. And I knew the fastest way to get there was to learn from the best. So I actually spent several years behind the scenes as a sales rep for multiple eight-figure coaches. I lived and breathed this world of online business and course sales. And I took over 2,000 high ticket sales calls and personally sold over $5 million in coaching programs. And through the thousands of conversations, I saw what really makes people say yes with confidence, right? And it wasn't an aggressive cookie cutter tactic that I was being taught, but I got some celebrity sales trainers that came in, and even though I was the number one salesperson in the company, okay, they came in, they insisted that we all use their one rigid script. And to me, it felt manipulative. And I will never forget the feeling because they would review our sales conversations in front of the entire team. And not once, but twice, he tore apart my sales calls because they didn't match his formula. And my confidence was crushed. Okay. My conversions actually tanked, and I was no longer the number one sales rep. It was like, what is happening? Right. In that moment, I had a choice. I could either try to force myself into somebody else's mold, or I could trust that my way, selling with empathy, intuition, and from the heart, was not a weakness, but a superpower. Okay. That's the moment I knew I wasn't meant to fit into their model. I was meant to create a better one. And that's when Lauren and I left, right as ChatGPT was emerging onto the scene. And so it was just this beautiful moment of synergy where we combined her tech genius with my heart-centered sales system to build the program I wish I had back then. Okay. One that doesn't ask you to change who you are, but gives you the tools to become even more of yourself. Okay. So what we're teaching you today is a piece of that exact system. Really excited to get into it. So let's dive into our first and most important shift, making selling feel good. Okay, the big idea here is simple. Before you even get on a sales call, you need to have a healthy relationship with sales. Makes sense? Okay. The biggest mistake I see heart-centered entrepreneurs make is that you show up to your sales call with those two versions of you, like I talked about, where the first half of the call, it probably feels good. You're building rapport, you're asking deep, insightful questions, you're in your coaching or consulting genius. Okay, feels natural, feels aligned. But then the conversation has to shift. And it's time to talk about your offer. Tell them the price and actually invite them to join. Okay. In that moment, that's where your energy can start to get weird. And it's not your fault, right? There's a lot of sales training out there that has primed us to be that way. Even the language of sales calls, like the word pitching or the word price dropping or objection handling, they sound adversarial if you think about it, right? Just the feeling behind them doesn't feel good. And you know your potential client isn't your adversary, but the way we've been taught about sales has caused these deep beliefs that are sometimes subconscious, we don't even realize, but they've created this divide in us. And that doesn't work because your potential client feels that shift in your energy instantly. Okay. The best sales script in the world won't work if your energy is weird when you use it. Okay. Your potential client might not know exactly what it is, but they feel that hint of hesitation and that little wobble in your confidence, and that spooks them. Okay. Your prospect isn't just buying your offer, they're buying your certainty. Okay. When you get weird about selling, they get weird about buying. When you doubt, they doubt. And that is the moment that a potential yes turns into a no, and I need to think about it, or an I can't afford it. So, what we do instead is we focus on healing your energy first. And before we ever touch a script, we go inside to find and release the hidden beliefs that are causing that wobble. And we do it using a powerful tool we created called the Quantum Breakthrough GPT. Okay, once we clear out that inner conflict and align your energy, then we build your strategic framework on top of that very solid foundation. This works because we're fixing the root of the problem, not just the symptom. Okay. Can't put confident words on top of doubtful energy. It's like trying to put a beautiful new roof on a house with a crumbling foundation. It's just not going to hold. But when we clear the doubt at its source, true confidence just naturally flows through you. Okay. It's not something that you have to fake or force anymore. And the result is that you stop performing on a sales call, which takes a lot of energy, and you start truly leading them. Okay, your confidence becomes a transmission. It's a feeling your prospect can trust. Okay, that's going to move them from a maybe to a confident yes without you ever having to be pushy or salesy. Okay, and I want you to take a moment to really feel this. You know that feeling you get when you're like dialed and locked into your zone of genius? Okay, there's like this energized excitement, this clarity, this flow. Like that feels really good, right? But imagine what it would feel like to get on every single sales call with that same level of energy and excitement. Okay, it is totally possible. And it is one thing for me to just talk about this, but another thing entirely for you to feel it for yourself. So, what we're going to do is not just a demo, but what you're about to experience is the real deal. Okay, this is the exact tool our clients use in the very first week of the sales breakthrough experience to get profound results fast. Just to show you. Okay. When Suze, who I believe is here in the audience today, started our program, it had been months for her without a sale. Okay. Within the first 2 weeks of our program, after using the GPT you're about to use, she enrolled 3 new clients because she released her fear around selling and visibility. And Nicole went from feeling like selling was scamming, right, to realizing that she could actually be the answer to someone's prayers. Okay, what a shift. Okay, that's the power of this inner work. And we definitely want you to experience this power for yourselves. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to hand it over to my incredible partner and our AI genius, Lauren Capwell, to guide you through this experience.
All right, so in just a moment, I'm going to show you inside the Quantum Breakthrough GPT, and I'm going to tell you like what the heck this thing is and show you what to expect. I really want everybody to get the best results. So I want you to think of this GPT kind of like a magic mirror. Its only job is to reflect back your own inner wisdom to you. Its job is to cut through all of the noise in your head and show you that internal story that's been running the show so that you can finally get the clarity that you need. And I'll say that the experience can definitely feel a little bit unsettling because of how accurate and insightful it can be. But this is where the real change happens. Like it happens in that moment that feels like a deep, profound relief. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys and we'll get to it. Let me get I've pre-written a prompt to make this go a little bit faster. Okay. So when you get the Quantum Breakthrough GPT, it looks like this. Our recommended model is 4.0, and it should switch automatically. 5 works, but we just like 4.0 better. But don't get too hung up on that right now. So you can either click this button right here, and it'll explain to you what it does and how it works, or I can just dive right in. Now, this GPT was designed to help you when you are stuck, frustrated, blocked, angry, like ready to have a breakthrough. Okay. So you come to it with whatever you're stuck or frustrated or blocked by, just whatever is top of mind. I'll go ahead and send the prompt right now and explain what this prompt is saying. So I'm using the hypothetical, the hypothetical example of a relationship coach who helps successful but introverted men who want to find lasting love. She's got a very high ticket one-on-one 6-month coaching program. It's 7K, but she gets nervous on her sales calls because when it's time to say the price, she knows she can't guarantee the results. Many of her clients have had success and many even end up getting married, but not all of them achieve those results. And so those like there's a few that just can't seem that she can't seem to help no matter what. And her past failures haunt her the moment that it's time to say the price because she's both afraid of them saying no and rejecting her or saying yes and she can't get the results. So she gets soft when it's time to say the price and hesitant about inviting them to work with her. So I want to like just read a little bit to you of this to you so you can kind of get the flavor of what it's going to sound like. And it's explaining like what you've laid out is there is not just about the price. It's about penance. You're holding the few who didn't succeed as evidence against your worth. Your right to change, your right to charge. You're not nervous because $7,000 is too much. You're nervous because in your system, anything less than guaranteed transformation equals personal failure. And so it goes deep and like just really starts picking apart everything. It's really, really good if the more honest you can be and the more don't be overly polite, just say what you want to say the way that you want to say it. And then down here, It's like giving, some things to say out loud before the sales call. Um, I'm going to enter one more prompt because you can keep the conversation going. Sometimes we get people who tell us, it was mostly right, but it said something I didn't quite agree with, or it made me think of something else. So just you can either answer the questions that it's asking you, or you can ignore them and respond to whatever you want. There is no right or wrong way to do this. So I'm just going to say, like, that makes so much sense, but it doesn't feel quite true yet. When I have a client who doesn't get the results that he wants, I feel like there must be a problem with my methodology or with me. All right. So we're going to let it respond. Yeah, there it is, the core fracture. You're not afraid that your methodology might be broken. You've already decided that it is anytime someone doesn't win. And the price, that's not just a number, it's the emotional receipt for your self-doubt. You're playing judge and jury on your own power every time a man doesn't reach the finish line. But here's the brutal truth. You've confused leadership with control. Then it goes on. And there's one more thing that you can do when you feel like you're really hitting on a truth. If you type the words deep mirror, it's going to just like cut straight to the core of everything. Um, there is no minimum or maximum number of back and forth in your conversation that you need to have with it. You'll know that you're hitting on something when you feel it. So let me just kind of talk you through like what you should be feeling for as you're going through this exercise. Um, you're gonna probably feel some kind of an aha moment. So you might feel some sort of internal knot is gone. You might feel a little bit lighter. A lot of our clients tell us that as soon as it says it, like it feels so obvious, and it's not the feeling that they're learning something new. It's the feeling that they're remembering who they are or remembering something that they forgot. You might also feel a physical release. Maybe you take a deep breath or your shoulders drop. You might even cry a little bit. I have definitely cried plenty of times, but like in a really good way. So that any of those things, like that's your green light. That is the feeling of an internal conflict being resolved, right? Those are the physical sensations of it. And if you don't feel any of those things, that is totally okay too. I've had experiences where I've used it and I felt like nothing happened, but then all of a sudden I notice like the next day I feel a lot more confident and I'm just showing up in a completely different way. So something did happen. I just wasn't aware that something was happening. So in just a moment, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. When you see it, you're going to click it. It'll open the Quantum Breakthrough GPT in a new tab. And I want you to tell it about whatever is top of mind for you, like wherever you feel stuck in sales conversations. And there's no right or wrong way to say anything here. The more honest and unfiltered that you can be, the better results you're going to get. So don't hold back. Don't worry about saying the right stuff. Don't worry about being polite. Oh, and I want to show you one more thing because some of you might have a lot to say. Sometimes I definitely have a lot to say. You can do a talk to text. I'll show you right here. So if you are in the browser version, I don't think desktop has this or it's somewhere else. See this microphone in the lower right that says dictate? Not these lines, not voice mode, but dictate. So I can turn on dictate and it starts recording my voice and everything I'm saying, and I can just lay it all out, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll hit the check mark and it'll turn that into text for me. So you can do that too, depending on whether you're more honest when you're talking or when you're typing. Okay. All right. And then when we come back, we're going to ask everybody just to share about your experience. We're going to want to know just one thing about your experience. So we are going to ask you either a single word that really captures your new feeling or a powerful new reframe that the GPT gave you. So just take note of that. We're going to ask everybody about your experience. We're also going to give you about 10 to 15 minutes with this, and we'll give you a 2-minute notice when we're reaching the end of the time. So you can have the back and forth conversation. You don't have to keep going. Like I said, if you hit something and you just want to stay there, perfectly fine. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat now. I also have an optional starter prompt here for you. And if you don't know what to say, you can just fill out this starter prompt. So let me make this look a little bit nicer in the chat. And okay, there. All right, so go ahead, get started. We're going to give you about 10 to 15 minutes and we'll call everybody back. We'll give you a 2-minute warning and then call you guys back when we're ready.
All right, and I'm gonna play some light focus music for you guys in the background while you go ahead and do that. All right, enjoy the process. We'll give you all 2 more minutes before we come back. All right, everyone, take a gentle, deep breath and come back to the room. That can be pretty powerful, right? I would love to see. Just drop a wow in the chat if you had a bit of a moment with the GPT. Yeah.
Right. Madison as well. Carolyn's wow. Rachel, wow, wow, wow. Marguerite, wow.
Yeah.
Buzz, goosebumps. How about a holy
Amazing.
smokes? Thanks, Tammy. Jamie, Aruz, yes, wow, so great. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So I want to talk about something crucial that happens after an insight like the one you just had, right? A breakthrough is like a seed. If you keep it to yourself, it can stay small. But when you speak it out loud, when you have it witnessed by others or by a supportive community like this, it begins to grow, right? Becomes more real. That's the very reason I shared my own story with you earlier. By declaring my new path and sharing it with others, that's what really made it solid for me. It's what created this really new, amazing energy. And as proof, it's what led to this being one of the most registered trainings we've ever had in our business, right? It works. So we're going to give you a chance to plant your seed right now. And we would absolutely love to hear what kind of breakthroughs you all just had. So in the chat, please share just one thing for us, either a single word that captures that new feeling, right, that you experienced, or powerful new reframe that the GPT gave you. Okay. For example, your word might be empowered, confident, or guide, or the reframe could be something like, I'm not being pushy, I'm being a powerful guide for their transformation. Okay, so feel free to take a moment, go find that part of the conversation, copy and paste that in the chat so we can see. Let's build a space with breakthroughs. Can't wait to see them. All right,
We've got Phyllis, empowered.
Howard.
Uh, Tanika, I'm not here to sell guarantees. I'm here to sell integrity in the unknown. Ooh, I like that. This is a huge one. You're offering the infrastructure of integrity in a business world built on burnout, lawsuits, and cultural decay. I need to shed being a healer and hiding and step into being an oracle of power. Oh, Roberta, that gave me goosebumps. Jamie Roberts. Helpful is a safety word. It's a shrinking word. It's a word you use when you're afraid to claim your actual power of what you do. Yes. So good.
Beautiful,
Oh my gosh. Okay, they're coming so fast. Oh, I'm getting
beautiful.
goosebumps from reading these.
I know. I can't wait to
Carolyn.
actually go back and read all of
I
them.
know. We're gonna go back and read this chat afterwards. Oh,
Amazing.
it's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you all for sharing that, truly. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my slides again. Okay, and so as our thank you for everyone going deep with us today, I want to let you know that you'll have access to this GPT for the next 3 days. So until Friday, September 12th. So feel free to continue your conversation with it or even explore a different topic, okay, around business or personal life. And we also welcome you to share the link with your family and friends. Okay. So now we're going to take all of this incredible clear energy and we're going to focus it like a laser beam on the one thing that we're here to do today, which is transform your sales. So now that we've cleared out an old limiting belief, we have this new space for confidence. The question is, where do we channel that amazing energy? Well, we need to give it a clear, reliable path to follow so that it doesn't get scattered. Okay, and this brings us to our second shift today, a framework for freedom. The big idea here is actually a beautiful paradox. The secret to feeling completely free and spontaneous on sales calls is to have a powerful structure that you never have to think about. And the mistake that I see so many brilliant heart-centered entrepreneurs make is that they believe you only have two terrible options. You either have to follow some rigid robotic script that sounds nothing like you, or you just have to wing it and hope the conversation magically goes where you want it to. But winging it does not work because when your brain is scrambling to figure out what should I ask next? Okay, where is this going? Or, oh no, did I forget to mention something important? It's impossible for you to be truly present with the human in front of you. Okay, you're so busy trying to be a good navigator that you forget how to be a good guide. And that lack of presence is what costs the connection and the sale. So, what we do instead is we give you a third option, one that actually works. We help you create your own signature sales script. And I want you to think of it less like a rigid script and more like a GPS for your conversation. And in our program, we use a simple but powerful AI-driven process that Lauren has designed, okay, to do all of the heavy lifting and co-create the script with you. So it's built from your unique voice and deep research into your ideal client, ensuring that it actually sounds and feels 100% authentic for you. Now, there really are three core parts to the sales script, okay, that take you from the hello all the way to a confident yes. Discovery, that's the heart of it all. This is where you go deep into their world to understand what's really going on. Okay. Then you present the offer. This is where you connect their problem directly to your solution. Okay. Positioning your offer as that clear and obvious bridge to their goals. And after that comes the invitation, which is where you calmly and confidently state the investment and invite them to make a powerful decision for themselves. Okay, this is kind of like a recipe card. But as you can imagine, there's a big difference between having the recipe and having a master chef by your side showing you all of the techniques. Okay, how to ask the perfect discovery questions, how to navigate the conversation if something goes off track, or how to word your invitation so that it truly feels irresistible. Okay, that deep how, your exact personalized script generated by AI, okay, all the specifics, the practice, and feedback to make this framework truly your own, that is the master cooking class. Okay, that's what we do together inside of the sales breakthrough experience. Okay, and this approach works because it takes you beyond just knowing the steps into deeply embodying the skills. Okay? So, true freedom in a conversation, it doesn't come from having no plan. It comes from having a plan so deeply integrated that you no longer have to think about it, right? Okay, this is what gives you the freedom to relax, to be 100% yourself, and to focus only on the human in front of you. And the result is that you stop dreading sales calls and you actually truly lead them and truly enjoy them. And what does that actually look like in practice, right? It means you stay calm, confident, and clear, so you're not rushing or rambling. It means you guide the conversation with purpose and clarity because you know where you are on the roadmap. You can relax knowing that you're asking the right questions at the right time, right? You develop the incredible skill to easily recover if you fall off track. Okay, this is a game changer for your confidence. And ultimately, you lead the call like the expert you are, right? And your potential client feels that certainty. And when all of this is in place, the natural outcome is that you get consistent, high converting results. Your conversions go up because you have a proven process, and your marketing gets even easier because you're finally crystal clear on how to talk about the value that you provide. Okay, this is actually one of the biggest unexpected takeaways that our clients get from working with us, right? That their marketing gets easier, their lead generation gets easier, and it gets much more enjoyable for them. Okay. This is the reason why they start attracting and enrolling more clients than ever because that energy is magnetic, right? They're excited to talk about what they do and they're really good at talking about it. Okay. So you do get to be both heart-centered and highly effective. Right. So I'm super curious where all of you are in your business when it comes to a sales script. So just take a moment for us and let us know what best describes your current sales script situation. Okay, so drop the letter in the chat, A, B, C, or D. Okay, A, you don't have one, you're winging it. B, you have one, but you never use it.
I see a lot of D's, B's, A's.
Coming up already. Okay,
Yeah. E, I don't use a script.
okay, okay, got
None.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, then you're definitely going to love what having a personalized script can do for you. And if you did answer D, our process will help you refine what's already working to make it even more powerful. Okay, thanks for sharing, everyone. Now we're going to move into shift number 3. Okay, mastering the power of your words. So we have our aligned energy from shift 1. We have our signature framework from shift 2. Okay, now we're really going to zoom in to master the power of our words because the specific language you use in the moments that matter most is crucial. Okay. Obviously, we can't unpack every single powerful phrase from our scripts and templates today. That's a big part of what we do together inside of our breakthrough experience. But we do want to pull back the curtain and give you a sneak peek inside our own sales script. Because when I read those survey responses I mentioned earlier, it was crystal clear which moment causes the most anxiety for entrepreneurs on sales calls. Okay, so we're going to focus on that one thing to really help you. We are going to tackle the part of the call that feels the most uncomfortable, right? So you can walk away today with a tool to handle it with total confidence. And we're talking about saying the price. Now, this might surprise you, but the specific words you use to state your price are actually a tool to create calm and confidence for both you and your potential client. I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute. Okay. The mistake that almost everyone makes is that they like treat this moment when you're saying the price like you're about to jump off a cliff, right? Your heart starts to pound, your brain might panic a little, and so you rush. You say the price as fast as you can, and then you immediately keep talking to fill the scary silence. This leads to over-explaining, fumbling, or justifying, or even, charging less, right? And we basically project our own anxiety all over the potential client. That does not work because you're not giving their brain any space to actually process one of the biggest decisions they might make all year, right? They need a quiet moment to think, okay, can I do this? How can I make it work? But your nervous chatter is crowding them out and flooding them with anxiety. So you're accidentally making it harder for them to say yes. So what we do instead is a very simple, elegant 3-step process that creates a calm, quiet, and collaborative space. Okay. Because emotions run highest right before you say the price for both you and them. So we need to put their mind at ease. Here's what it looks like. The first step, you're going to hand them the reins. So instead of a hard pivot to the price after you explain your offer, you make them a co-creator in the conversation. And you simply ask them, where would you like to go from here? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, I want to know the price, right? That puts them in the driver's seat. They're in control. 2, you outline the yes path. Okay, so this is going to help you calm their nerves before you say the number. You calmly walk them through the easy next steps. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Step 3, you state the price and you create the space. You anchor the price to their dream outcome, say the number clearly, and then you become silent, right? So here's the exact mini script we teach our clients. You can feel free to screenshot this if you want. It goes something like this. Awesome. So just so you know how it works, when you decide to join us, we'll process the investment together. Then I immediately get you set up with your welcome materials, access to the private community, and everything you need to hit the ground running. Make sense? Great. So to finally have a proven roadmap to consistently enroll dream clients in a way that feels 100% authentic, the investment is only $3K. And then you take a breath and you say nothing. Okay, this is the moment their brain needs space to process, to figure out how to make it work. Okay, in that moment, instead of that feeling of anxiety, okay, I want you to feel it as a moment of an invitation. This moment is an invitation to the future they desire. Very different energy, right? And the reason this three-step process works is because it completely reverses the dynamic. So instead of a high-pressure moment of tension, you create a calm, collaborative space of possibility. Okay, it makes them feel in control, eases their anxiety by showing them the clear path forward, and most importantly, that powerful silence gives them the respect and the space they need to make an empowered decision. Okay? The result of this, right, is that the most terrifying part of the sales call becomes your most powerful. You're no longer fearing the silence, but you learn to offer it really as a tool of service. Okay? You stop feeling like you're asking for money and start feeling like you're calmly, confidently opening a door for them. Okay? All right. This is one of my favorite pro tips to share. It's so good. If you're experiencing a longer silence than feels comfortable, and you can see they're really thinking or they need to talk to their partner about it, you can say, you know what? Feel free to take a minute. I'm actually going to go grab myself a glass of water. I'll be back in a few minutes. Turn your camera off for a minute or two. Okay. Go to the kitchen, get a glass of water, and give them that space. This actually is an incredible act of service. I can't tell you how many times I've actually done this on sales calls, and it works amazing. All right. So next time you do that, think of me. All right. Let's take a deep breath together. Whew. We've covered a lot. I know you've been incredible. You've been so engaged. And I'm going to take a moment to feel how these three shifts we talked about, they're not just separate, but they weave together to create a completely new way of selling and showing up on sales calls, right? First, we worked on your energy so that selling can finally feel good. We had that little breakthrough experience. Then we gave that confident guide a framework for freedom. And finally, we gave you the power of your words to master the most difficult moments of the journey. When you bring these three pieces together, your energy, the framework, and your words, that internal conflict you used to feel about selling just dissolves. And I know there are some of our clients here in the audience who can speak to that, right? You no longer have to choose between being heart-centered and being highly effective. You actually get to be both. Okay. And when you're both, that's when you become unstoppable. That's when selling truly becomes the most powerful act of service. Can you feel that? Yeah. All right. And now we have an invitation to go deeper. So you have a choice. You can take the powerful shifts that we've made today. You can begin this journey on your own, right? We gave you the map. Okay. You will grow. But if you're feeling a call to go deeper and you want our personal guidance to integrate all of this faster and with more confidence, would it be okay if I just took a few moments to show you what that path looks like inside of our sales breakthrough experience? Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so this is not for everyone. It's not those looking for a quick fix, or if you don't want to sell your mid or high ticket offer on one-on-one sales calls, not for you, and that's okay. But this is for you if you know that learning to sell with integrity isn't just about closing a deal, but it's about becoming the powerful leader you came here to be. Okay. If you are ready to build unshakable sales confidence and dramatically increase your conversions, this is 100% for you. Okay. And I want to say, like, even just hearing all of these realizations today, if you're feeling some mixture of excitement and nerves, it's actually something I talk about a lot on sales calls. I call it nerve excitement. And that is a good thing. That's a good feeling. It's actually this beautiful sign that you're on the verge of your next expansion. And I truly hope you're feeling that. So let me show you the journey we're inviting you into. Okay, the sales breakthrough experience is a powerful 8-week journey, begins in just 2 weeks. And what makes this experience so different is the container that it's held in. Okay, this is a live, high touch, intentionally small circle, and it is a sacred space designed by women for women. Because we believe that when you're surrounded by a powerful circle of your peers in a space rooted in empathy, something very magical happens. You feel safer, you feel seen, and you rise higher together. Okay, you will be paired with an accountability partner to practice and integrate everything in a very supportive space. So you're not just learning in theory, you're building real embodied confidence. Okay, that's one of our clients' favorite parts of the entire program. Now, let me walk you through the four simple phases of that journey. Here's what it looks like. The first phase is all about the energetic breakthrough. Okay, we're going to start with your inner world. So before we even think about a script, we're going to use the Quantum Breakthrough GPT to help you find and dissolve the deep-seated beliefs that make sales feel icky. You got just a taste of that today. Okay. And then we move into building radical empathy so that you learn to listen from your heart in your conversations. Okay. This results in you stop feeling like an imposter, that internal conflict releases, and you begin showing up to your calls and marketing with a calm, magnetic energy. The second phase is your signature sales script. Okay. Once your energy is aligned, we build your strategy. And this is where we destroy the anxiety of winging it. And we use our AI powered tools to take the guesswork out of writing your fully personalized sales script. Okay. So you're going to get a framework that sounds and feels 100% like you. And for the first time, you're going to have this very reliable map to follow, which is going to give you unshakable confidence to lead any sales call with ease. The third phase is where we master the art of the conversation, okay, especially the parts that used to feel sticky or scary. So you're going to learn how to present your offer as an irresistible invitation and state your price with calm authority. Okay. What this is going to cause is that the second half of your sales calls, they're going to stop feeling so awkward and they're going to become really easy and joyful. You're actually going to get excited by them. Okay. Phase four is all about becoming unshakable. So in our final phase, we turn one of your greatest fears into your greatest superpower. That is objection handling, or as we'd like to call it, navigating concerns. See what we did there? Shifted the energy around it. So we're completely reframing the moment of tension into a compassionate conversation. Okay, we give you what's called our LAR framework to get to the root of their fears and guide them through a confident decision. Right? And then we end our time together with a final Q&A and a powerful celebration of your transformation. Okay, so that is the journey. It's clear, it's linear, it's designed to give you a massive breakthrough in how you sell in just 8 weeks. And if I didn't say this enough, one of the best parts about this experience, besides all the amazing connections you're going to make, is that our custom AI tools are doing so much of the heavy lifting for you, right? From uncovering your core message to crafting your custom sales script. So here's just a little peek of what's happening inside. Okay, this journey creates very real, tangible results. You'll actually hear from a few of our clients in just a minute, but I wanted to show you, like our client Kathy, she came into the program thinking she wasn't good at sales. She went from a 4 out of 10 on her confidence level to a 10 out of 10 in sales confidence and closed her first 10K sale right after one of our sessions, calling this the best sales program she's ever taken. And I believe it. Or Elizabeth, right, who said this program was the biggest gift. She had a complete mindset breakthrough that led to her first new client in months. Okay, there are so many stories like this. So on top of what I just shared with everyone, okay, we're also adding some incredible bonuses for this group to make the decision even easier for you. Okay, so bonus number one is you're going to get lifetime access to the tool that you experienced today, the Quantum Breakthrough GPT. Okay, so this becomes your permanent secret ally. Any moment that you feel an old doubt creep in, or you're questioning something, or you feel stuck, you have this tool here to help you get immediate clarity and the breakthrough that you need. Okay, this is really a lifelong resource for your expansion. I actually use the Quantum Breakthrough GPT almost daily in my life still. Second bonus is your alignment GPT for instant calm. Okay, these are for the days we maybe had a tough sales call, we feel drained or overwhelmed, or maybe your nervous system is completely frazzled. And instead of letting that feeling like totally derail you for the day, now you have this GPT to turn to. It's basically like a hug in a box. Okay. This is actually the GPT that got me that powerful breakthrough I shared at the beginning of our call today. Okay. I honestly cannot imagine where I would be without these two GPTs. They have been a support and they have been a catalyst for both personal and business breakthroughs and so much more joy in my life. And the third bonus is your private circle of brilliant women. Okay. This might be the most important part because you never have to do this alone. You get access to our members only online community. And this truly is a sacred, supportive space filled with other brilliant, heart-centered women who are on the same journey and just get it, right? So I actually have a little quote here from one of our clients, Amanda, who just shared this with me. She shared how many wonderful insights came from the group and the partner sessions, right? It's a safe space to make mistakes and learn without judgment and with full support, she said. And it truly is. All right. So everyone who joins us in the sales breakthrough experience is going to get all of that. But for those of you who are feeling that yes in your body and you are ready to be decisive right now while we are live, because life rewards action takers, we have something extra special. So I know that one of the biggest hurdles after creating something new is a little voice in your head that says, am I doing this right? Is this actually any good? And we want to completely eliminate that fear for you. So for the first 10 people who enroll directly from the webinar today, we're offering your first script private video audit. Okay, so here's what that means. When you create your signature sales script inside the program, Lauren and I will personally go through your entire script, all of your discovery questions, your pitch, your price. We're going to record a private Loom video with our personal feedback, insights, and suggestions to make it even more powerful. Okay. This is like an ultimate shortcut just to knowing your roadmap is aligned, effective, and ready to convert right away. Okay. This is our personal time and attention, so we can only offer this to the first 10 people who do join us today. Okay. So if you know you want to be one of them, get ready. Okay. So before I open the doors and share how to get started, I just want us to take a moment. Remember, I said we were going to do a little visualizing today. And I want you to recall that experience you had with the Quantum Breakthrough GPT earlier. Okay. That one thing that you put in the chat, find that feeling of clarity that dropped in for you. Okay. That new powerful belief that you just declared, okay, that is what we're going to cultivate and amplify for 8 straight weeks together inside the experience. Okay. If you are ready for more of that feeling in your life and your business, drop a yes in the chat. I want to see who's ready. Yes.
All right, so Jamie's ready, Rachel's ready,
Yes.
Tammy, Marguerite, Madison is yes.
Yay. So much readiness. I love
Yes.
it. Okay, so I just want to recap really quickly. So you all know everything that you're going to receive when you say yes to the journey today. So you're getting an entire multi-layered support system to ensure your success. Okay, you have the 8-week live experience, all of the core curriculum and coaching and high touch support. You're going to get the custom AI generated sales script, okay, co-created with you. You're going to get your treasure chest of scripts and templates. So this is a complete library for handling objections, follow-ups, and more. You're going to have your 8-week accountability partner. So this is your dedicated practice buddy, okay, to help you build embodied confidence. The AI Breakthrough Toolkit, okay, which is a lifetime access to the quantum and the alignment GPTs, and the private community of support. Okay, so when you add all of that up, this entire complete breakthrough experience has a value of over $10,000, truly. We have clients tell us we should be charging that much, not even including the priceless value of the community support. Okay. But because you're live today, because we are so committed to getting this work into the hands of heart-centered women who really need it, your investment is nothing near that. Okay, the investment for the sales breakthrough experience is just one payment of $11.97. Or you can choose a flexible payment plan, which is 2 payments of $6.50. Okay. And I want you to take a breath with that number. I know an investment is always a considered decision. And yes, on a practical level, you can see the math we did earlier, right? How this can pay for itself with just one single new client. But I actually want you to take a moment right now to think beyond that for a moment. So putting numbers aside and dropping into the real reason why we're here, right? Because the real question isn't, what is this worth? The real question is, what will this do for you? What will it do for you to personally walk into every single sales call feeling calm, grounded, and genuinely excited to serve? What will it do for your mission when you can confidently enroll the people you know you're meant to help without the hesitation or wobble in your voice? What will it do for you and your business's stability to have a proven, joyful process generating revenue that you can rely on month after month? And most importantly, and I'm feeling even like emotional about this because I believe it so much, but who will you become when the biggest source of anxiety in your business transform into your greatest source of joy? Okay. I cannot answer those questions for you. Only you know what the next level of confidence can really unlock for you, but I invite you to feel into that. Okay, today this is not an investment in a sales system. It's really an investment in the leader that you're becoming, and it's an investment in the peace of mind that comes from knowing you can create your own financial certainty with that total integrity that we talked about today. Right? And we really want to make this decision easy for you. We believe in this work so deeply that we back our program with a powerful 6-month double your investment guarantee. So here's our promise to you. If you show up, you complete the program, you implement the system, and you don't make at least double your money back within 6 months, we will give you a full refund. Okay. You have to do the work, of course, but I want you to know that we are here to help you change your life, and we fully stand behind that. All right, so before we drop the link to join us, I do want to share one really important thing. Okay. This is our commitment to integrity in the enrollment process. So this experience, it's a sacred container. It's incredibly important to us that every single woman inside is the absolute perfect fit and ready for this level of breakthrough. So we do protect the energy of this group fiercely. Okay, our enrollment process has 2 simple steps designed to honor your commitment and ensure the integrity of the container. Step 1 is securing your spot, okay, and your fast action bonus by making your investment today. And then step 2 happens immediately after payment. So you're going to be redirected to a really short application. Okay. It's not a test. It's going to help us understand where you are in your business and ensure that we can tailor the experience to best support you. Okay. I'm going to personally review all the applications within 48 hours. And in the very rare case that we review it and we genuinely believe this isn't the best fit or the right timing for you, we will immediately refund your investment in full. Okay. And we'll suggest alternative resources. And the reason that we do this is because we prioritize your success above all else. Okay. We want you to feel 100% safe in your yes. So this is the moment. If your gut is saying yes and you know this is your next step, you would love our support, then Lauren Capwell is going to drop your invitation to click the registration link in the chat. Okay. That will take you to register. And again, then the second step will be the 2-minute application. Okay. You can choose the one-time investment or the payment option. But the moment that you say yes, that is when your transformation begins. Okay. This program, it's not about learning to sell, but it's about becoming the kind of woman who leads, enrolls, and really builds a business that she knows she's meant for. And if that is you, then we are ready for you. And we can't wait to meet you inside.
I'll just add
Thanks,
that if you guys
Lauren.
thought the quantum breakthrough GPT was cool, we got some more cool stuff in there.
Yeah, we do. Awesome. And as you're enrolling, I do want to share one more thing that we do because we see this 8-week experience as a first step in our journey together. And so, to honor that, for anyone who completes the sales breakthrough experience and decides to continue working with us in our next level program, the AI Sales Accelerator, we actually will apply your entire investment today as a credit towards that program. Okay. Your decision, it's a powerful investment in your future with us. Awesome. Now, I know it's one thing, we have a few minutes left. We're going to get to questions in a second, but I know it's like one thing for me to tell you what's possible and, put testimonials on a screen, but it's another to hear from the incredible women who have already been on this journey. So I know there are a few of our clients here in the audience today that actually are excited to share their experience with you. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share and call up one or two of our amazing clients. I know Phyllis was here and was excited to share.
Yes, I did this 8-week program and it was completely mind blowing. I am a tech nerd like Lauren Capwell, and I have always done sales calls mostly as if it was a consulting project. And many times I would do so much consulting in the sales call, they'd say, okay, good, thanks. And off they would go to do it themselves. So I didn't really understand the mechanics of selling. And every other program I looked at, it was that rigid script that you talked about. And what I loved about this program was the 2 biggest takeaways was the empathy exercise, because I've always been a tech nerd. It's hard for me to get in the minds of my clients who tech is foreign to them and they might have a phobia about it. So that was really powerful. And then the script, because I was very anti-script. It's like, no, I don't want to sound like a robot. And it really isn't a script the way I envisioned it. I thought it was going to be like a teleprompter script. And what it is more like you say, a roadmap with here's what we're doing. This is a question. And when it got to the pitch where explaining my program, it explained it so much better than I ever did. I ended up going back and re-engineering my program to be more reflective of what the pitch did. And so that is the tool. That's the sales coach GPT that we build. It is remarkable, and I'm just so happy I can't recommend it higher. And that it's the best sales training I have ever done, and it's so much more than sales training.
Oh, thank you, Phyllis. We loved having you be a part of it. Appreciate you. Amazing. And I know we only have a few minutes left. If there's any other clients here that want to drop in the chat, if you would like to come up and join us, please do. Otherwise, we're going to open the floor to some questions, a live Q&A. And I have a couple of questions that we tend to get that I'm going to pull up here so I can go over with you. Okay. All right. So one of the questions we tend to get is, do I need a lot of sales calls booked right now for this to work? And my answer is absolutely not. In fact, many of our most successful clients start with very few or even zero calls on their calendar, right? Remember, the very reason you might not have a full calendar is that subconscious resistance we talked about earlier. And when we heal our energy around sales, right, you become more magnetic and motivated in your marketing. Okay. And more importantly, the program's designed to give you the skills before you need them. Okay, that's why we give you your own accountability and practice partner. So this is your dedicated safe space to build real world skills and muscle memory every single week. Okay. We've had clients come into the program after months without a sale and then sign a few within their first 2 weeks with us, right? Simply because of this profound shift in their energy and confidence. Feel free to drop any questions you have in the chat. I think I have the question here. Oh yeah, I'm an introvert and have a lot of limiting beliefs. Is this really for me? So if you are introverted, you're in exactly the right place. Okay,
You
this
are in
experience
wonderful
was,
company.
yeah, this was designed for you. Most sales training, it's built for extroverts and ignores the inner world, but we do the exact opposite. We start with your energy and alignment first, so you're not just learning what to say, right? You're becoming the woman who can say it with quiet confidence, deep integrity, right? And a power that's 100% your own. Oh, Madison, thank you.
My dad's a
Total
huge business
introvert here.
guy. He said, wow, they use all the right words for sales. Oh, thanks.
Well, we are sales experts. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the question. I'm not very techy. Will I be able to use the AI tools? Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, do not
They
let the
are
tech.
built.
Yeah, I'll let you
They are
answer that
built
one.
for not techie people. So, oh, sorry. This is my, hold on, let me spotlight myself for this.
Yeah.
So I'm not just a voice floating in the void. Okay. The answer is yes. So the AI tools are specifically designed for non-techie people. And we actually hear from our clients all the time that just like, even though the purpose of our program is really about sales, just by doing what we tell them to do, it's a very like step by step, copy paste. I show you like click by click exactly what to do. So there's no guesswork. We hear from our clients all the time that they are like so excited because they learned a ton about AI just by going through the process. So yeah,
Yeah.
non-techie folk are welcome.
Yes. Yes. All right. And let's see. How long are the weekly meetings on Mondays? So they are 90 minutes, Margalit. So they're 90 minutes long. Some of them go a little bit shorter, but we always block out 90 minutes on the calendar just so we have it. Okay. What if I tried sales training before and it didn't work for me? Okay, this is a really important question. Excuse me, most sales trainings fail because they only give you those aggressive or robotic tactics, and they completely ignore that most important part, which we've talked about a lot today. It's your energy. Okay, this experience is different because we work from the inside out. We hear you heal your relationship with selling first, then we give you the custom roadmap that's tailored to your voice. Okay, that's why it works so well when other programs haven't. Yeah.
And I also, yeah, I just want to like add on to that idea, the way that it's designed, like one of the things that really blew my mind about AI is how much psychological safety it creates. Because I've done plenty of programs that focus on mindset work or, identity shifts and all that kind of stuff. I've done therapy and yoga and meditation. There's something different about working with AI because there's no ego involved. And so it makes us very open to like hearing what it has to say. And yeah, I would just promise you, like whatever mindset work you've done around sales, you've never done it like this before. So, yeah, take your time with the Quantum Breakthrough GPT, and you'll start to get a feeling for what that's like.
Yeah. Oh, Roberta, I signed up because I know I need to change my energy and how I show up. We would love to
Aw.
support you with that, Roberta.
Yeah,
Yeah. I want to make this really easy for you. So for those of you who are feeling like a yes deep down, but you know you just have like one more personal question and that will help you feel 100% confident. I just opened up a handful of spots on my calendar this week for a 15-minute clarity call. So we can just hop on. This is not a high pressure sales call. I'm going to be very clear about that. This is just a space for us to connect, for you to ask your specific question, and for us to decide together if this experience truly is the perfect fit for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my calendar in the chat right now. And if that's what you need to feel confident in your decision, please go ahead and grab a time that works for you. And we're so excited to have you. Oh, okay. And Rachel's asking, what is the time investment? Right now, I'm in the middle of building a summit. While this is the best time to do this now, the question is that investment potentially be an issue. Got it, Rachel. So the each week, I would recommend you're probably going to be putting in about 3 to 4 hours total, right? And so we have the 90-minute
that's
coaching
including
call,
the
and that includes that includes the coaching call and the homework and the partner practice that you'll have each week. And what I can tell you, if you're in the middle of building a summit, and this is the right time to do this right now, I would highly suggest you get on because it's only going to help you when it comes to all those other business lead generation activities that you're going to be doing for your summit. Jenny shared, I invested thousands in sales programs years ago, and I learned more in the first 2 weeks of this program than I learned in a year. Plus, I feel AI literate now, not to mention, I look forward to sales calls now. You literally have nothing to lose. I highly recommend this program, and the Laurens are amazing, as is their wonderful community. Thank you, Jenny. Oh, we love and appreciate you. Awesome. Jamie, yay, I'm so excited to have you. So, perfect timing. Perfect timing. I'm really excited. And Rachel, and I have Suze in my back pocket for her summit. Oh, Suze is your client, Rachel. I love it. Suze has had just amazing transformation inside of this container.
No, I'm Susan's client.
Oh, you're Suze's client.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, we're so happy to have you, Rachel. She's a little powerhouse. She's had some big breakthroughs. Has she shared with you? Yeah. Thanks for coming today, Rachel.
She's actually who put me onto you.
Oh, I love
Um,
it.
yeah, just through her newsletter.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm sorry, what was your question? I had someone knocking at my window.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I was just
Yeah.
sharing if Sue's shared her experience with you inside of the experience.
I didn't know she might have, but I guess she's been more focused on helping me get where I need to go. But
Yeah,
she did share with me the quantum GPT,
yeah.
but I think it wasn't this one today was even clearer. I don't know if it's the same or if I just had the right prompt.
Probably the prompt. Yeah, just having more structure
Yeah.
to it. Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us today,
Mhm.
Rachel. Happy you came.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Anyone at all? Going to drop the link to register one more time since it got a little bit lost in the chat.
just
Okay.
got Anne just signed up. She's ready to dive in.
Yay.
Welcome, Anne. We're excited to have you.
Yes, yes. Thank you all so much for coming. If there aren't any other questions, we're gonna take a moment just to wrap it up. We really, really deeply appreciating you just taking the time. I know 90 minutes is a big chunk of your day. Thank you for sharing it with us, for letting us share our stories and how we love to support our clients. And we just look forward to getting to know all of you. For those of you that joined already, can't wait to welcome you into the Sales Breakthrough experience. And for those of you who've already booked a call, I'm really looking forward to chatting, finding out if this is the best next step for you. Thank you all again. All right, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.